salutations. The elements of this creation abiding me in full manifestation. I am you, you are me, we are what we are.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Rockstar Book Club. Tonight we have an extra special episode for you. We have two fantastic guests and an absolutely incredible icon to interview this evening. Our first guest tonight is someone whose story includes both the meteoric rise to fame and the reality behind it. You would absolutely remember him as one of the biggest teen idols of the late 70s, and a chart-topping singer, a familiar face on TV, and a pop culture phenomenon. Teenage girls and their mothers were swooning over his golden locks and doe eyes. But there's so much more to his story than just his appearance. Before he became a rising pop star, he was already making waves as a young actor, appearing in some of the most popular TV shows and movies of the 70s. From his guest starring roles in series like Family Affair, Gunsmoke, Family, Wonder Woman, and Chips, to his standout performances in films such as Peter Lundy and the Medicine Hat Stallion, the Walking Tall series, and The Outsiders. He built a respected acting career at an age when most kids are still playing on the playground. With a natural screen presence and undeniable charisma, he quickly became one of Hollywood's most recognizable young stars and a regular face on the cover of teen magazines such as Tiger Beat and Teen Beat. Leif was only 17 when he was the host of his own primetime special on CBS. 16. He was only 16 when he had his very own variety special on CBS entitled Leif. In addition to acting, Leif will forever be known for his music, with his massive hits like I Was Made for Dancing, When I Think of You, and Surfin' USA, and his iconic appearances on Bandstand, The Midnight Special, and many shows abroad where he performed in his white disco suit, driving young girls everywhere crazy. After navigating the pressures of sudden fame at such a young age, he's lived a life that has both been complicated and yet fascinating. Over the years, he's faced personal struggles, made many comebacks, and he continues to create and perform music to this day.
Probably going to need to plug in my phone.
We are beyond delighted to chat tonight with the one and only, the iconic Leif Garrett. Welcome, Leif. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having
me. Give you a little
me.
Muppet cheer for coming to join us.
A Muppet cheer?
Yes. A Muppet cheer.
I was actually on the Muppets as well. So.
Were you on the Muppets?
Yeah. When it was shooting in England. I think it still did to the very end, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
And did you sing? Did you perform on the Muppets?
I don't remember, actually. I think I might have. No, I didn't. I just got it on with Miss Piggy. But no.
Okay.
No,
well,
it was a lot of fun, though.
Awesome. I bet it was. I bet it was great. Yeah. So our second guest this evening is an incredible musician with a long history of performing with some of the biggest stars in the music industry, Craig Else. Craig is a guitarist, multi-instrumentalist, sound engineer, vocalist, and music producer. His musical influences are The Clash, Alice Cooper, and the Sex Pistols. Craig discovered punk rock in the 70s and formed his first band, Twisted Minds. After moving to South Africa in 1981, he joined Petit Cheval, a new romantic rock group. After leaving Petit Cheval in 1987, he did some session work and eventually moved to Los Angeles to work with various recording artists. He appeared on Taylor Dayne's album Naked Without You and Pure Sugar's eponymous debut album. In 2000, Craig joined the Bay City Rollers, and a few years later, he began touring with them as the Original Idols, along with Leif Garrett, Barry Williams, the Cowsills, and Bo Donaldson, the Haywoods. He currently has two enemies and 3 Golden Mic Awards.
That's good. There's only a couple. That's fine.
For mixing, having worked with over 50 well-known bands doing mixing. In fact, Craig states that he's mixed more TV shows than days he's been alive. Craig's connection with Leif Garrett led him to playing shows together and recording a remake of Neil Young's Old Man. Currently, they are working on a new album and new music, of which I hope they will tell us more tonight. Craig is the
Nah.
owner.
No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. We're hoping to show you, but we're not in the studio. So.
Dear God. Craig is the owner and operator of Or Else Productions and is also a live sound engineer for Good Day in LA. We are excited to have him with us. Please welcome Craig Else. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for
Thank you,
joining
and
us.
thank you so much for doing all this, and it's wonderful to meet you. And I actually read the little things that you sent about each person, and it's really interesting people that we're talking with tonight.
Well, I don't know.
Really,
You haven't really met us yet, so you can't be sure of that, right? But that's very sweet. Thank you.
So let's meet the rest of the gang.
Yeah, who are you?
Who am I?
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, actually, do you see my little Leif Garrett picture back here? He got that spot. Okay, so we're going to introduce the members of the Rockstar Book Club. So joining us today from Central Pennsylvania, where she is a devoted wife, mother, and grandmother, and the reigning expert on anything having to do with the Brady Bunch, is our very own nostalgia queen and 70s enthusiast, the beautiful Karen John. Welcome, Karen.
Hi. And
Hi, Karen. And by the way, did you know that today was some big launch of the Brady house exterior that they've renovated inside to match exactly?
I know, and I sent letters to City Hall to get it as a historical landmark. I'm pretty sure that it was my letter that set it over the edge.
Of course it was you.
I literally grew up around the corner from that house. I'm not kidding.
So cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys.
Next up, zooming in from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, otherwise known as the childhood home of Taylor Swift, is our very own singing attorney, who just might slip in a reference to her Greek culture and cuisine.
I will sue you.
The always lovely Mary Zervanis dialectist. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. I'm so excited to talk with you guys tonight. And it's so funny when she says I'm the singing lawyer, because it brings up this image of me in court singing to the judge like you just did, Craig. And it's not like that at all. I don't do anything as exciting as you guys. It's just choral singing, but I do like music and to sing. And I'm just really excited to get your input on how you prepare for these things and how you quash any nerves you might have and you process all that kind of stuff. So. And of course, I did bring my ouzo because of, being Greek.
Hang on.
And the ouzo that my father distilled on his own, but that could make you go blind. So
it's true. Mary has her very own ouzo, which is pretty amazing, actually.
That's awesome.
You have to set that on fire, though.
I can't. It wouldn't light.
And finally, joining us all the way from the rolling hills of the Yerba Santa Winery, which is her own personal vineyard in California, is our very own musical maven, once dubbed the Enchantress by Bucketful of Brains magazine for her role as a backup singer and rhythm guitarist of Game Theory Band, and also one half of the musical collaboration Hex with the Church's Steve Kilby, is the undeniably bewitching Donnette Thayer. Welcome, Donnette.
Well, thank you, Linda. Thank you very much. And it sure is fun to be here. And I really appreciate this strange and wonderful opportunity to talk to some of the people that I was curious about for decades. So very fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to look more into your band. That's really cool. I heard you have an incredible voice.
Yeah, she's good.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I love
no joking. Yeah.
No.
She really
right on.
Okay, and then I guess it's going to be my privilege to introduce you to Linda D'Onofrio, she terms herself a rock star whisperer, and she's just a powerhouse of a person and has put everything together here and keeps track of stuff and does technical support and everything that you can possibly imagine. We are all so pleased to be part of her world.
Yes.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Aw. And I think we should make our toast now, don't you think? Because
absolutely, because I need to drink.
Yeah. So, Leif, maybe you could toast us, but I just want to say our very first interview was Donnette. We interviewed Donnette. And then she joined our group, which is strange and wonderful. So you guys beware, you may end up joining us. You just never know. And we never
I think we already have.
We never thought on our 10th interview, did I think that we would interview Leif Garrett? No, I never thought that would happen. So
I didn't
we
think so either.
so please make a toast for us, Leif. What do you think? Can you toast us?
Well, absolutely. To, of course, my partner in crime, Mr. Els, and to 4 lovely ladies that I look forward to meeting in person. But congratulations on your show and all the success of the world to it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Woo.
Mm. Oh, that's a fine cocktail.
Well, let's
Okay,
start
so let me
with
get
the
this
question.
straight. You've got white wine. We've got red wine with, I believe it's Donnette has the red wine.
Yep, red wine, Cabernet Franc. Yeah,
The ouzo.
that's Mary.
Yes, that's me.
But are
Okay,
you
that's-
drinking out of the ouzo that came in the bottle that was shaped like the
The
Oh, I-
long
like
tall one.
the
I
Olympic?
do have the one shaped like the Olympic flame, but I'm not drinking out of that one just yet.
We have ouzo. Hang on.
You just got that already. We don't need. I'm not drinking.
You're not going to drink those.
No, and neither are you. Sit down, young man. Contain yourself, sir.
Oh my God, this is so out of control. Well, let's just start with a question. So I feel like, or I think the best way really to start would be, Leif and Craig, why don't you just tell us what you're up to today? Like, what are you doing together? What brought you together? What kind of music are you making? Because I feel like
A
with
lot of
you,
questions.
it is a hard question. I feel like with Leif, he's very elusive. It's very hard to find him. Took us a long time to find him, and people wonder what you're doing. People would love to see you performing, being at fan conventions, putting out music. Why don't you tell us what you're doing? How about that?
You want me to start? Okay, Craig and I just recently played together on my birthday last November at the Whiskey A Go Go. And that's the last time we played together. But we have been recording together on and off for many years. Quite happy with the stuff that we've done, the most recent stuff. And we're actually making plans. Hopefully we'll make some more tonight to finish up what we had started with, a couple of covers and a couple of originals that we've done. So, but other than that, that's that. Okay, you working on something else that I don't know about that I should know
No,
about?
the days are busy, but what we do is we don't have the oversight of a record company anymore saying that you need to do this.
Quickly,
this
quickly,
particular
get it done. We need a single.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which compromises the integrity of what we do. So Leif and I have always been sort of, when
We feel it.
yeah, you just ride that wave, and we just make the recording when it happens. And sometimes it's far and few and far between.
Yeah, we've had a couple of years in between recording stuff before. No, that's
That's the right way to do it.
I really enjoy that easiness, and when we do get together, it's fresh,
It's real. Yeah, we're not pressured to do something fake.
Yeah,
We're not putting anything on.
for sure.
So you actually had sent us a song called Everything that we're using as the intro for this interview. Is that a song that
Cool.
you wrote together? And
Yep,
Yep.
yep. The very first intro lyrics is a mantra, and then I wrote the rest of the lyrics. And Craig basically wrote the music. Not even basically, he wrote all the music. I did the lyrics, and he engineered everything, and we pretty much produced it together. Although he's the man behind the board and knows all of he's won Emmys, from it, and doing what he does, and so yeah.
Yeah, what I basically do is I'll throw something out there, some musical thing, and he'll give it a face, a direction, and
Just my input. We work well together that way because we don't step on each other, and it's like we give each other a chance for sure. It's not like we both have an absolute only one way to do it, how we're going to do it, and that's it.
It's
like I'm open to anything because whatever is best, period.
Yeah, and we do that thing. And so he lays out the emotion of the thing. Sometimes I'll come up with something and he'll write lyrics to it, and it's like, and then I'm going to follow that.
Yeah,
and I'll, because what I do is basically augment what people listen to, which is the guy.
One might say we're musical lovers, if you will.
Yeah, it is a lot, you know, in all seriousness.
And being serious.
It is really actually like that.
Yeah.
And did you meet on that Idols tour? Had you known each other prior to that, or was that the first?
We knew a lot of the same people, but we met on the Idols tour.
He was playing with the Rollers. I nabbed him as fast as possible. The man's a virtuoso. Bit of a pain in the butt sometimes, but then I'm a bigger one.
My row.
But, you know.
We just got along.
We have fun together.
Yeah, he would drag me on a tour. He would drag me out. I never went to a batting cage. I never went to a gambling place or anything. He was always knocking, but come out to do this. And he's an instigator, and he's wonderful like that. He's got this joie de vivre that I love, and that's the fucking focus of the thing. Like when you do music, sometimes you need somebody to dredge you out from the corner of your bed. You know, my role as a guitar player and as a musician is often, and even Eddie Van Halen, those people will attest to this, their skills were developed on the corner of the bed with a 6-pack of schmaltz liquor. It takes these guys to drag you out and make you somehow profound. Yes. And he does that. And he writes lyrics, and I follow the lyrics, and we make something that matters. And other than that, you know, if I didn't have people like them, schmaltz. What is it? Schlitz. Schlitz.
Yeah, it's not
Schlitz.
That's good. Yes. We drink Duff.
Okay.
I
Karen,
know it's a bit much to handle, isn't it?
Yeah, just wait. It's getting it worse.
No, stop. Let me know when I can do a wardrobe.
Yes, sir.
are you doing? Did you say a wardrobe change? Okay.
Yes, let me know when I can do my wardrobe change.
Okay. That'll be at midnight. Okay, when we started so late. Karen, do you have a question?
So, my 10-year-old self is just so excited to be talking to you.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. You were pasted onto my wall for a few years back in the day. My question is for both you and Craig. Who were some of your celebrity crushes as kids, and who was hanging on your wall? And then were either of you lucky enough to ever meet your crush or maybe even work with them?
Me, him.
Both of you.
Absolutely. The people that I think the first song that I remember of rock and roll that really, or pop or whatever you want to call it, that top 40, that really got me into music was a song called Cherry Hill Park. And it was, God, what was his name?
I know, exactly. One hit guy.
Yeah. Anyway, it was called Cherry Hill Park. And that was like the first one that I remember. But then it was Elton John, it was Rod Stewart, it was Led Zeppelin, the Stones, and that stuff. Don't get me wrong, you know, the Bee Gees Staying Alive, unbelievable. You know, listen to it now and it still holds up. It's incredible. And I find that their stuff with their music, which I want to do more of on our stuff, is the harmonies, the amazing pop stuff. But I like everybody. I mean, I didn't really have too many people on my wall other than Zeppelin and like Zeppelin.
The Roots.
The Stones.
There's the Roots, and then there's the higher thinner branches.
Yeah. Aerosmith I got into right away. You know, but yeah, I like everything. I like classic. I think I probably just don't like polka. And
that's punk rock.
Yeah, but you know, other than that, you know, it's funny how like country western is sort of the new rock and roll, if you will, in a strange way, or it's becoming
it's
more
rock and roll with a hat,
if you will, right, with a hat and some kick-ass boots. But yeah, I got to meet Robert, Jimmy, was friends with Rod, used to play soccer with Rod. I believe you saw something,
Yeah, so you
Rock
were
and Roll
in,
Olympics.
yeah, right. Yeah, you were in some kind of like track and field thing with all these like
Yeah,
East Coast, West Coast musicians.
yeah.
And Rod looks like a kid in there. He's like, I don't know. I don't know
Well, I
how
must have looked like an infant.
I mean, yeah, I think you do.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's a privilege to be able to. I was lucky enough to be on the label that Zeppelin was on, and other artists that I really liked. WEA, so that covers a lot of people. That was, but Atlantic in America. And Craig, what about yourself, sir? Did you any people you met that you loved as a child?
Just the other day, 2 days ago, I met my favorite drummer, Stuart Copeland. Now I work in the
One of my favorite drummers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
so every day I meet 5 to 10 celebrities, but the other day I met Stuart Copeland. And interesting, that's not interesting, but I'll tell the story anyway. In 1979, I walked by the hotel room, and there he was, and I ran around the corner. Stuart Copeland is a drummer from the Police.
Please.
It was, as a kid, when you're a little kid, you don't have that many influences. And I was a little kid, and I was a drummer, and you don't have that many influences, so you abuse each influence. You tear it, you take too much from each one. So I was kind of a stupid Stuart Copeland clone. And I saw him in a hotel, and I ran around the corner to get my new record, which was a Police record, the first album that had come out. And I ran, and it was a bad decision because when I went back, he wasn't there, and I wandered around in the hotel lobby.
Trying to get him to sign it.
And he was gone, but there were sticks. And I was like, nah, fuck sticks. And yeah, so anyway, 2 days ago, but yeah,
that's the band. Okay.
Fucking sticks. Although I love them now, but yeah, at the time. But no, I meet people all the time. I don't connect necessarily on musical levels. I connect on personal levels with people. And if I like them and they're friends of mine, then we'll make music together. I don't care how genius they are at whatever they do. If we feel the same way about life, then music is a conduit from that. Leif, yes, from Leif. You have to start.
No, but it's interesting because it's true that people. It's like there's nothing worse than like when you meet somebody that you really liked or that you admired, and they're a complete jerk off. That really stinks. And it's the same thing with like working with somebody. That's why there's a lot of band conflict stuff, And a lot of times it doesn't end up being like, their best records. It's sort of like when Aerosmith had, who was it, Jimmy? It was like featuring Jimmy Crespo or something
Crespo,
like that.
yeah.
Right? That was yeah. But like I was really into and still am this band called 07.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Love 07. Sia was in 07. That's where she started, and fortunate enough to have met her, and she's really sweet, really, really lovely lady. Anyway,
but it starts. I think what we're doing is we're constructing.
What about you guys, right? What about you guys? What?
Who do we like?
Yeah, like what was your, like especially Donnette. What was your influence, like, musically?
Is Donnette the one that had the band?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. Well, weirdly enough, my biggest the one that blew me away was the guy who I ended up working with, and I still am kind of astonished that ever happened. So, Steve Kilby from the church. So I feel fortunate. Awesome. Yeah, and it still to me seems like a dream that ever happened, but I have the records to prove that it did. So
yeah, it's awesome when that, like, it's that fate or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was a bit relentless, and so today I think that they would consider me to be a stalker. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. So, what did you guys play together? Was that the band you had a band together?
Steve and I just recorded together. That's all we
Okay.
did. But
Right
with
on.
Game Theory, we did a bunch of records and we also toured. It was really fun. And I had a question too about your approach
Yeah.
to music, the two of you guys. It seems very collaborative.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen a different kind of approach to running your band. With Game Theory, it was very autocratic, and whatever Scott said, we would do. But it sounds to me like you've got kind of an organic and collaborative thing that you guys do together. Is that the case?
It is.
As far as I can tell, it really is. Like I said, I'm way open to hearing any idea. And if it gels and if it works right, I mean, let's try it. If it works, it's great, And I believe he's open to my ideas and I'm open to his ideas. And I think it's just a better way. It's
easier. It's easy when there's two people or one person because
yes, that's true.
If there's one person that can sing and they play,
it's good. He's good musically more than myself. You know what I mean? I can write a little bit at home, like, the guitar, I don't play by any means, but it's like, it's great having the music and then I'm able to say, hey, try going there. And he's the same way lyrically, being able to say, hey, maybe use this word instead of this word. You know what I mean? And being open to that is just the best
I think
way.
you end up with a better product that way. That's how I did it too. But there are a bunch of different ways, and I always have questions whether that was the best way to do it. And I'm glad to hear that.
There is no best way. Everyone's got a different.
Everyone's got their own.
People have different ways, and they contradict. But for me, when I'm working with Leif, he's a better singer than I am. But I can get it out. I can croak it out. But what I like is, what I don't like, let me start with that, is when you have a whole bunch of people in a room and a drummer, and you decide as the writer, you're coming up with ideas, and you start going quiet because you're trying to get a contour, to the song. You decide that you're going to go quiet. Those guys don't go quiet. They keep thundering through. So it has to be kind of one instrument with one voice. It might be me, it might be him. But at least you can do this thing. And if you record it, you can make a song that has much more input in, emotional input into the contour of it. You can ride down those guys are, fuck those guys. The drummer's going to continue.
I think if I may, I think putting this a little more clearly, it's having one person, whether it's, whoever it is, having one person at the time, say something, so not everyone's shouting all at once.
Which is difficult when you have a bunch of people.
When you're trying to put something together that flows, and what I'm saying with that. It's
I think so, yeah.
I had this band before Craig and I started working together called Godspeed, and it was Zim Zum, the guitarist from Marilyn Manson, myself. I really love Dave Navarro's guitar playing a lot, and that was a different style from Craig's. Craig can play that style and come up with the melodicism and all that stuff like him. I think he's got better hooks, this guy. One time I asked Dave, because everyone asked him to play guitar, I asked him to play piano because he was starting to learn piano, and had to take a bunch of gibberish that he played on piano. He never really did, what was asked, but having to splice it together and made him look really good at playing piano when he doesn't really play piano. And I love Dave to death. Don't get me wrong. Dave is very incredible, but this guy is a virtuoso. Dave, I think is a virtuoso in his own right, but
yes.
He's got his band, his own band. He's got his own addictions. Whoa, Jane? What? What? Mm-hmm. No, you don't know, Mike. I'm talking to the peanut gallery of it. No. But yeah, have you got anything new now? You working on now, or that you know, because I'll tell you what, if you got something musically that you've written, you know, I'd love to hear it, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of playing music, but just for fun, really. So.
But if you write, you know, offer it up if you're interested.
Well,
Okay, I will.
And I don't know, 80s, early 90s, or whatever. And I'm thinking like an A&R person. And I was like, I would sign that because everything.
That's no joke. He honestly,
yeah.
he actually had said before we started this interview
Yeah.
how, I don't want to say enamored, but he was, you know, quite taken back by your abilities.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, seriously.
Awesome.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Much respect. So,
No, you can tell it's not,
I don't like it.
So, hi, Linda.
It seems you guys have developed such a great friendship too. How has working on music and your collaboration changed that friendship or make it grow? You know, how has it grown since you've been
Destroyed it.
Honestly,
yeah.
I swear to God, there's no joke. We literally got into an argument one time and didn't speak to each other for like a year. But that's called two stubborn, passionate artists.
See, that's what's called a loaded question. When you ask, why are we so united? Or it's like asking, is this your first pregnancy? Well, no, we don't have that. No, but we're boys. I'll tell you what. We come up with ideas.
Reserves?
I cannot sing how he sings, and he cannot do what I. And not only that, it's not like a necessity thing. We actually get on. That's what the initial attraction was on the Rollers tour. Not the Rollers tour, but the Rollers, Leif Garrett, fucking what?
Yeah, it was the original Idols. Which, by the way, we were not the original Idols because there was Frank Sinatra. There was, you know, all these other people before us. So, you know, that's a little decadent and rather arrogant. Mozart. I think Mozart was probably the original teen idol. Honestly, when you think about it.
I mean, I did ask ChatGPT who the top teen idols were, and you did come in number 3. So
I came in number 3.
yes. It was
Great.
David Cassidy, Donny Osmond, Leif Garrett.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow. Excuse me. I'm going to the restroom right now to masturbate.
Oh, I like Dave. Yeah, he's a good guy. He was a good guy.
Why? What makes you think of that? Masturbate.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. So I wanted to ask a question.
I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of?
I'm afraid that I'm not sure of. A love there is no cure for.
Yes, I love David Cassidy. So I'm a huge fan of your acting. When we interviewed Chris Epting, who was the author of your autobiography, he brought up a point that I thought was really interesting, that you were the only teen.
I was the author, but anyway, go ahead.
You were the what? What did you say? He was the
I
writer?
said he was the writer. I was the author.
Oh, okay. That you were the only teen idol that didn't have a TV show to support your being an idol. So, you know, David Cassidy had a show, Sean Cassidy had a show. But what I kind of came to find as I was deep diving into all the Leif Garrett information online is that you were appearing on like every TV show. You're on Wonder Woman, you're on Chips, you're on Family, which is my personal favorite. And week after week, you're showing up on all these TV shows. Which is really pretty genius, actually, because you just kept appearing on TV. Was there ever a show, like, did you have to audition to be on these shows, or did they just reach out and?
No, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the crossover where, like, I was kind of playing myself.
Yeah.
And singing, because they, the Scotty Brothers were very, very smart in that area. They were marketing. That I was, like on Chips, Wonder Woman. There was one other one. No, it wasn't Gunsmoke. I was still still just a toddler. But yeah, I basically played myself, and no, I didn't have to audition for that stuff.
Yeah.
That was like, I'll tell you, the one that I did have to audition for was the TV show Brooke Shields had, Suddenly Susan.
Oh.
I mean, Suddenly a Series. Oh wait, no, Suddenly Susan. Yeah. And that was a joke. It was not obviously very fun.
I liked it.
But yeah, it was between me and Peter Frampton.
Who?
Oh.
Yeah, and as you know, diving into my private world or not so private world, that I took Brooke Shields out on her first date.
Yeah.
To Montmaison. Had to climb over the wall and back. Mm-hmm. See, sexy. We never had sex.
No.
But she was also on your variety special too. So,
Yes.
and
I don't know how to mute this on my phone.
was the premise that you were on Suddenly Susan, and she had like a list of things she had never done. Wasn't what that episode was? And one of the things, like, I never kissed Leif Garrett. Isn't that like the premise on that show? And then that's why you were on that episode?
It was something like that. I was trying to get to her.
Oh.
And there was a scene where I'm like, calling her on the phone, pretending to be Mick Jagger, and then pretending to be a couple of other people and whatever to get to her. So anyway,
So you auditioned.
But that was, I think it was behind that. It wasn't so much an audition. It was meet them, because listen, by then I'd had, the entire world watching me under a microscope for my addictive personality, if you will, or living my, teenage years when I was 30. So yeah, but that was it was between me and Peter Frampton, because she loved both of us. And actually, oddly enough, you've seen the one of me and Peter standing together.
No, but you looked exactly.
We literally, I swear to God, we look like twin brothers.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Kidding. I mean, I look, maybe 10 years younger than him, and the funnier thing than that is we both have the same hairline now.
Yes.
We like the locks, and now we both have, grandpas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe genetically you're related somehow. Maybe you just.
Probably.
Okay.
He's a Norwegian.
Yeah. No, I'm a
Norseman.
Viking.
The Viking. What?
Anyway, yeah, but that was it was a kind of a full circle, because Brooke was on my television special, and Donnie and Marie as well.
Oh yeah.
Or rather, Marie, not
Can
Donnie.
you give me my questions back, please?
What's that? Wait,
Can you give her her
come again?
questions back, please? Give her her questions back.
I will do.
I don't know how to mute the thing, and so.
You don't have to. Don't worry about it. We're all lunatics. But yeah, it was fun making that connection again. Seeing Brooke as an adult and as well.
That's super cool.
Hi.
Karen?
So I'm sure over the years, for both of you, your fans have been very present in your lives. What has been the strangest fan encounter that you've had, and has been the
That's true.
No, you do that one. You've got the better story. No, please. No, you do it. Oh my God. Talk about like what? Freddie Mercury.
Oh, what?
No.
That's good. What?
What?
No. No. Yeah. No. What do you mean? What? What was the question?
What was the question?
Excuse me.
what the strangest fan encounter that you've had, and what was the oddest gift that you've been given from a fan?
Oddest gift.
Wow, the oddest gift?
Non-biological.
Or strangest encounter?
Well, okay. The weirdest. Okay. Played the Houston Astrodome My manager was walking with me back to my room, and the light just was shining through the window in my room, so you could see from under the door, and there were shadows. He saw that right away, and apparently 2 young ladies had convinced the, I guess, cleaning staff to let them in for a price, and they were sitting waiting in my room for me. And
what happened after that? After that, next.
What?
What happened after that?
I don't know what you're talking
Well, I don't know. What?
about. My manager took them away. That's all I know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I didn't.
Indemnified from liability.
But yeah, that's yeah. There was a fan in Spain who, and I don't know why I reacted this way. It used to just bug the fuck out of me. Excuse my language, but she looked like me. Like her hair was just like mine, and she had somewhat of a similar sort of, I guess, androgynous look, but it used to really bother me. And it wasn't until later when I realized that, imitation is the greatest form of flattering, and I shouldn't have felt that way, it was very kind of odd the way I reacted, but that was a strange encounter. So anyway, what about
Craig? Have you had any?
What? No. What I was expecting from him was all the stories that I know of him was piles of people. Because what you guys are looking for,
What are you not telling us? What do you want to tell us?
Well, yes, exactly. Because he's modest.
No, I don't know.
And I'll tell
I don't
you
kiss and
this.
tell.
He doesn't kiss and tell. And so,
no, you're talking about strange encounters. Those are okay. Like
strange,
having to be driven around in an armored car. That's weird.
the onslaught of appreciation. Yes, we don't look to him to express that, because he's not going to express that. He's had too much of it.
I mean, like, did anyone?
Well, this girl looked at me nicely, and we'll express that, but he's not going to express that because he's modest.
Well, like,
No, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong.
no one
I
tried to get an autograph while you were in the bathroom. No one, while you were.
yeah.
I did that a couple of times. I'm sorry, but moves.
Like, you open the mail, there's a box and there's like a person in it. Like, no one mailed themselves to you?
That happened.
I used to have people sleeping outside my front door. Yes. There was somebody one time at a show during the Original Idols tour who I was leaving the hospitality room to go to my room to change, to get ready for the show. And she stopped and stood there and looked at me. It's like, yeah, hi, all right, nice to meet you. Like, it's me. I'm like,
It's me from the third row, 1979, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
basically just like, it's like, it's me. Like, you've got my letters, right? And all this. And it's like, sometimes people don't understand, like, I don't know, and again, I don't like bragging. It's just, there's just so much. Sometimes
That's
it's
why
very,
it doesn't go there, because it's a profundity.
because I want to make everyone feel special and like I'm there.
Everybody is a human being, and
Right.
they all have interests and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to swamp them into a pool of fandom. You don't want to do that. And again, what I was talking about when I met Stuart Copeland. Everybody this week, I met Stuart Copeland, my favorite drummer. Everybody who ever sees him is like doing what, in the interest of brevity. All what I did was I held myself back and I just said, "Yeah, you're my favorite drummer,"
Yeah.
and I just stopped myself because it becomes for him to look like a nice person, he would have to reciprocate in some. There should be some sort of reciprocal altruism when I compliment him on his drumming. skills, he would have to kind of come back at me and say, well, thank you for saying that. But he's done that every day of his life. Every supermarket, everything that he does is a constant reiteration of reciprocal altruism. I don't want to burden anyone with that, because I had that in my life. It's uncomfortable, because there's an asymmetry when you meet someone who's famous and you grew up with them. There's an asymmetry of significance in that encounter. They're just trying to go on from you to the rest of their day, but you are going to take a snapshot of that day, and that will be entirely preserved.
Yeah, see, a lot of people don't realize that, like, because I've had people come to me, and Craig has as well, where they walk up and it's like, oh my God, you remember I met you, blah 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 blah, and they say, and it's like, yeah, no, I really don't. I'm really sorry, But and if you do make the mistake sometimes, which I have, of saying, of course, how you been? What's my name? Like, oh God, you didn't just do that, please. That's. But I don't. I try to make everyone understand that. Yeah, I've met a lot of people. It's very, I meet so many people a day, which is kind of why I become pretty much a hermit. I'm a recluse, a bit of a recluse. But I don't want people to not feel special because of how they've, in their own way, made me feel special, and I really appreciate that. And it's very, very, I think, very few people go through this teen idolism thing. And even with all the mistakes and all the screw ups that I've done, and that the other, Scotty's, I would do it all again, because it was such a privilege, and it was really a beautiful thing. And I thank everyone, which is right now. I literally have been trying to answer. I've kept, well, my mom started out keeping every single piece of like fan mail from day one. And I have literally a room, probably the size of this living room, of stuff.
Wow.
And trying to take on the task, and it's so overwhelming. But I am just having a go at it from the people who started with my last gig on my birthday. So I'm addressing every single one of those people right now and wrote them all thank you notes and things. But yeah, it's really overwhelming. It's such an honor. It really is.
See, I think this is why it would be great for you to go to some of these autograph signing or fan conventions, because
I've done that.
yeah, well, I mean, never around where we are. We've never seen you, but I just think it's
I've been avoiding
it. Okay. People just wait for that. It just means so much to them. So
you know what? And I get that. And that's what I want everyone to feel special. So when I do them, it's, and I don't want to say this because I don't want anyone to feel it's not genuine. It's work. It's a lot of work.
I'm sure it takes a lot out.
It's a very demanding thing. And I feel I shouldn't be charging anybody for photos. That's, to me, I don't, and yet I'm told by everyone, this is my life, this is my business, this is business now, and all that stuff. And I kind of get it, but that's also why I'm avoiding it. It's because I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'd rather just give it all away, because they bought all the tickets and bought the records and watched the television shows and made it so I was able to live that life, and it's such, again, it's an honor. It's ridiculous. It's a wonderful thing. And I can't thank every one of my fans, admirers, whatever, friends, how much I appreciate them because of that. You know.
Oh,
So,
so sweet.
anyway.
Mary, do you have a question?
I mean, I was kind of thinking a little bit off the rails here. If your life was a movie, what would the title be? And kind of along those lines, is there any part of your story that hasn't been told yet?
Yeah, of course, there's some parts of my life that have not been told yet, and hopefully they will never be told. But those are the private, intimate moments between me and people, certain people in my life. But other than that, you know, my life, what would I call it? It would be called, wow, roller coaster ride from heaven to hell to heaven. I don't know.
I like it. Yeah, it's
I
good.
don't know. You know, it's got sharp corners. It's got the biggest drops. It's got the biggest climbs and the best view from the top. You know, I've lived a really, really, really amazing life, and the things that I've done, the countries I've been to, the places I've seen, the things that I've been privy to are unimaginably wonderful, and they're my. If I were to get Alzheimer's, that would be the worst thing I could ever imagine, because my memories are everything. I hold my memories more dear than I hold any gold, any monetary, any race car, although that's close. I'm a frustrated race car driver. And I'm a daredevil. I'm definitely, you know, but I can't thank everyone enough, you know, to having been able to live this life, you know.
You say you've
Sure.
been around the world. Have you been to Greece? As the Greek, I have to ask that.
You know, it's so funny. Barbara Papageorge was my publicist, and I met her through Viacom, which is MTV, VH1. And she became my publicist and basically assistant with everything, contact. And as you know, Papa George, Greek,
Yes.
hello.
Of course.
Yeah, a really good friend. You don't have to tiptoe, it's okay. Well, friends with the family and her mom, and I'm supposed to call her mother today anyway, it's her birthday. But one of the few places I've been that I haven't, and I really want to go. I'm going to take the river cruise from Amsterdam, you know, down to Turkey, all the way to Turkey.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah.
I look forward to it, because I'm going to hit some places I haven't been. Like, I've never been to a communist country. I went to Checkpoint Charlie, in near Berlin. And we went to the DMZ zone right next to North Korea, but never went into any communist country. Like, I've never been to Russia, and I'd like to see Russia too.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I can't even, I've kept, okay, I'm not supposed to, and I wasn't supposed to, I've kept all my passports, except for my last one, which was stolen. But I have pages where they add pages and you pull out like this. It would blow your mind. I mean, in the 5 years of teenism was an incredible, you know, flown the Concorde, having been to places that I'll never go again, you know, but that's, you know, incredible, and stayed in the most amazing hotels. I had no idea I was paying for it all, but you know, they let me know later on when I was like, wait, should I have more than that? Yeah, the terrace suite at the Dorchester in London was probably the most amazing hotel suite I've ever stayed in my life. And it's the half of the roof of the Dorchester Hotel, which is at the top of Hyde Park. And when you order room service, the chef comes up from the kitchen, and it's in your own private elevator up to your kitchen in your suite.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, hello, nipples hard, hi.
Wow.
You know, those little things like that, you know, like, you know, having hung out with like Cheap Trick and Robert Plant at Tramps in London during that time. Going into the recording studio with Queen in Munich, Germany, and doing background vocals with Andy Gibb. Whether they used them or not, I don't think they did, but I think Freddie
And
just
they never
wanted-
told you whether they used those or not?
I know they didn't. Okay, that was just Freddie wanting me and Andy Gibb in his site. And he was a lovely person to begin with anyway, you know, and still friends with Roger, you know, and you know, just incredible people. And by the way, like Craig was saying, Stuart Copeland is one of my favorite drummers. John Bonham, Stuart Copeland, and oh my God, was from Smashing Pumpkins. I just forgot his name.
That guy.
That guy, you know, that guy. Yeah. But yeah, you know, hung out with Zoe Bonham and Jason. You know,
What you're doing?
John Belushi, Sam Kinison, Chris Farley, just the people that I really loved and admired. I was lucky enough to be able to hang out with Michael Hutchins. Just yeah. So I've been privy in that way. Yeah. And you know, we're elegantly wasted right now.
Yeah. You know, that's what we do. We just make up songs, and we just.
So that was an In Excess song.
Right.
Donnette.
Okay.
Well, are you guys going to do a number for us? Is that what's going on here?
Sure. What, a number?
Yeah.
We're supposed to make up some.
One is the longest number.
You're going to play?
Right. Come on, who wrote that song? Someone, quick.
Oh,
Not who made it famous.
oh, not who made it
The
famous.
songwriter was Harry Nilsson.
I love Harry Nilsson.
Yeah. Wow.
Harry
my
Nilsson
God.
was one of John Lennon's best friends, and I was privy to meet him with my friend Val McCallum, who was the son of Jill Ireland and Charlie Bronson.
Oh, wow.
And yeah,
Charles Bronson.
just Charlie, yeah. Hey, of course, Chuck.
I love Harry
I'm
Nilsson.
calling.
But yeah, Harry Nilsson is a great artist. What amazing. Because he also wrote, you know, put the lime in the coconut and drink the pour.
That's
He
right.
wrote the theme to The Courtship of Eddie's Father. I can't think what that's called, but
That's right. He wrote
Yeah.
that too.
yes. He wrote Without You.
By the
Oh, no,
way,
he didn't do Without You.
Father,
That was
the guy
bad.
that played the kid in Eddie's Father sung for the Dead Kennedys.
Yeah,
Oh.
he started. There was a punk band he was in before that, but he ended up singing for the
Mr.
Dead
No.
after
Corbin or
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say Without You, but actually that was written by Badfinger.
Without You.
Oh my
No,
God.
Badfinger wrote Without You, and then Harry Nilsson re-recorded it, and it became a hit.
Harry Nilsson wrote Without You.
No, I really don't think so. I think Pete Ham wrote it.
Ah, interesting.
Google.
I have
Google.
a little cash in my pocket right now that I would like to bet with you on
You
that.
know what? Listen, we knew Joey Mullen pretty well.
Living is without you.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's Pete Ham or the
that
guy.
was
Harry Nilsson wrote that.
No.
I guarantee.
Harry
you.
Nelson wrote that.
I guarantee. How much
You're
is
wrong.
Harry
Harry
Nilsson?
Nelson wrote
I'm
that.
gonna bet you because I know you're wrong. Harry Nilsson re-recorded it
I'm
because
gonna
it was,
own this show.
what?
I said,
I can't live anymore.
No. So I'm Googling it right now, but it's actually either Pete Ham or the other guy with the dark hair. Is his name Tommy? I can't think of his name. One of them wrote it about breaking up with their girlfriend.
okay, I'll bet you anything. Harry Nilsson wrote that.
You're not right. I know you're not right.
Go ahead, look it up right now, sweetheart.
Googling it. I'm Googling it. Written by Pete Ham and Tom Evans of the Welsh rock band Badfinger.
Don't bet.
Do not go up against me. And
I came in second on Rock and Roll Jeopardy. Tell me.
Don't
telling you,
bet.
I
Don't
know.
bet. They're saying you're
No,
wrong.
it's a writ. You
They're
can
saying
Google
we're
it.
wrong.
It's yeah. Well, I mean,
Apparently they're
we were
wrong.
we were very deeply involved in Badfinger and everything. Yeah. No, they wrote it. It
And
was
by the
one.
way, the record that I did with the last two records that I did with Duncan
I
Ford,
know. I can
who
guess.
were
I'm embarrassed.
who was the
Okay, may I just say you're absolutely right?
I know I'm right.
Okay, well, I thought I was right too. That doesn't mean that you're
No,
always right.
Okay, just start betting me things, you know.
Steve, well, first of all, you missed out on that cash flow. You
Yeah,
should
we
have
should
made
have
that
said
bet
that
with
he
me.
should come to see us in person or something like that if you win. I don't know. We should have
Yeah.
banked on that a little
You have
bit.
to you have to do like a fan convention or
Wait,
something.
wait. Don't you live in Northern California?
Three of us are in
Not you, Linda.
Pennsylvania.
Not you.
No, three of us
all
grew up together, and Mary, Karen, and I have known each other like 50 years, and we're all from Pennsylvania.
Don't
And
ever.
then Donnette lives in Northern Cal. Well, she's not really. She's in Northern California right now, but
Right.
she also lived in Nebraska. But
Yeah,
she's
Wait,
also
hold on. So my question is, Donnette, where
Yes.
in Northern Cal?
Near Reading. That's where our vineyard is.
Reading, where the
Yeah.
bridge is.
Okay, so I'm from, like, my family's all from Sonoma, Corte Madera, Larkspur, and the city of San Francisco. You, are you near the Concord Pavilion? Is that sort of near?
Well,
Reading?
Reading is about 3.5, 4 hours north of San
North.
Francisco.
Yeah, it's north. It's got the bridge that lights up.
Right. Yeah. And we're not even really in Reading. We're in a very rural area near
Okay.
Reading.
Okay.
And you have a
We don't live here either. We just have a vineyard here, and then we're moving to. So,
well, I have Ralph Boss.
it sounded worse than I meant it to.
I have some incredible copelas that he gave me from his vineyard that are just unbelievable. Is there any chance of me being able to purchase some of your?
Well, soon we'll be able to sell our wine, but if you want, I can give you some wine that we can't sell, but we can give it away because we're not licensed yet. But we're trying to figure out ways to get rid of some of the wine that we can't sell. If you'd like, we can get you a case.
So sell me the wine you can't sell. Okay,
I can't sell you it. I can give it to you. But yeah, we've got like 50 different kinds of vines, over 40. And
Nice.
we're trying to figure out which ones grow best and taste best. So
Right on.
yeah.
Are you doing any rosés? Have you?
We did a rosé last year, yeah, because we had a fire, and so we were trying to mitigate the skin, the smoke on the skin. So yeah.
Try the Sophia, the Coppola Sophia rosé, named after his daughter. It's, first of all, it's one of the most beautiful bottles I've ever seen, but it's a really lovely. And I've never really been into the, white wines were like, occasionally
I'm not
I'll have
a big
it.
white wine person either.
Yeah. I prefer reds by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually quite lovely. It's really nice.
Oh, thank you. I will look that up.
Yeah. I'll send you one if you
But
want.
it's kind of tough soil up where you are.
It is. It's very
volcanic.
volcanic. And we're right at the foot of Mount Lassen. And there's just tons of volcanic soil. And it's.
I heard that's actually good.
Well,
Yes.
they didn't think so. It wasn't something that people would.
Is it more acidic?
I don't know. I do know that nothing else will grow except grapes, pretty much. So.
Right. Right. Yeah. Until it gets obviously broken down to dirt again, if ever. Yeah. So that's my knowledge of wine.
But that's it for me.
I'm still waiting for you guys to play something for me.
Play what?
I mean, you got your guitar there, right? So.
Well, okay, Craig, play some musical interlude while I go to the wardrobe thing.
What's the name of the show again? The
Rockstar
Book Club.
We do need an intro. We don't have an intro song, Craig.
You don't have an intro. Here we
No,
go.
we don't.
Okay, ready?
We need
Let
someone.
me just turn this up a little bit. I'm gonna make this up on the spot, and this will end.
Please allow me to introduce the show.
It's
It's Rockstar Book Club.
it's a rockstar. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have Leif Garrett and Craig.
Wow.
It's not really picking you guys up.
Yeah, this sounds not really.
I wonder if it's overwhelming if it's too loud and
It
overwhelming.
went mute.
So here's your intro. Okay, ready? Called Rockstar Book Club.
Yeah, yeah.
This you can clip and make and migrate it to the intro.
Yeah.
We'd love to.
Here we go. One second. Let me get my note because I'm just making it up on the spot. The road. No,
Yeah, it's
club. Book club.
Oh my.
So wait, hang on one second. Let me do it again.
Rockstar Book Club.
Make it Rockstar Book Club.
I hear it.
I think there's a compressor type action happening so that it's just muting
Yeah,
over
Craig,
a
we
certain
can't
level.
hear you at all.
No. I think he's on his phone.
If
Oh, I
the
wish
if the
we could
guitar is
hear
soft
it.
enough, we can hear it. But I think there's
This is
it's cutting off the high volume. It just mutes everything.
We can't hear it.
Maybe you could just record something and send it to us for our
Yeah.
intro. What do you think of
Yeah,
that?
sorry. I saw the
Oh,
guitar and I
thank
just
God.
wanted to
No,
hear.
I don't know how to do it. I can't. Okay, well, I'm gonna try it really quiet. Hear that?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
But don't talk when I do it. Oh, that's the problem. Is when you talk, it'll mute what I'm doing.
The problem is alcohol.
So here we go. Ready? Here we go. It's the. I'm making this up, and I'm doing this for free to you people.
Yeah.
I get paid a lot of money to do this kind of thing. It's a rough. No, wait, it's a. There you go.
Oh, that's
It might have sucked, but a full
We
waist.
couldn't hear a thing.
Is
Yeah.
better than the empty waist. Look,
Maybe at some future point you just come up with a little intro for us and send it to us.
that's your
right?
intro.
Oh, a costume change.
Oh,
A wardrobe change.
Hi.
I forgot about that.
I told you I was going to do it.
Is there wait, are you wearing eyeliner too?
Yeah.
I wish we could hear that.
I know.
You know, we do always ask this question of our guests, what your favorite sandwich is. Do you want to answer that question in the middle of your
Sure.
yeah, so it's your last meal, you have to order a sandwich. And so tell us what your favorite sandwich is, what the ingredients are, like how it's made, like really describe it.
You do that. Vegetarian for me, vegan.
Yeah.
Describe it. What's in it?
Okay, my actual favorite sandwich is from all places, Subway. It's called the Veggie Delight.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
okay.
And I like you know, all the onions, the sweet onions, the green peppers. The green bell peppers, lettuce, black olives,
To all be pickles,
Mustard.
mustard,
mayonnaise,
fancy sesame on the pickles.
hammer
Hammer.
time, MC Hammer over there.
Episode. Goat.
Personally, I think my favorite sandwich that would have to be it. But sometimes, you know, you go to one of those New York delis and get one of those obscenely oversized where you can't put your mouth around it unless you're Freddie Mercury, because it's got so much meat. See how I tied that together there? Okay. God bless him. I'm not a big hot dog person. I'm not a hamburger person. You know, Monte Cristo? No, horrible. I don't eat ham.
Are you vegetarian or vegan or?
I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, but I lean more towards vegetarian. I don't eat red meat almost ever. Occasionally I do when my body goes, eat red meat.
Yeah, so he's a vegetarian, but he eats meat.
No, I said I lean towards vegetarian.
But not any animals that smile, right? Not smiling animals.
Well, that's the problem with it. Is we like the animals that look appealing to us, and we don't care about the rest.
I like all animals, and that's besides the point, because I believe that even plants have souls, if you will. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they respond to music, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a brain so much, kind of
We gotta
like
eat something.
what?
We gotta eat
Yeah,
something.
we gotta eat. Can't eat dirt, you
Yeah,
know.
You should read Michael Pollan's book, his latest book, A World Appears, and he talks about plant consciousness. He
Yeah.
says that they do have brains and it's in their roots. And if you
Yeah, but they
watch
can't
their
run.
roots,
Wait. Yeah, keep going.
if you watch their roots, they will seek out water and food. And if you, he just thinks that they're on a different time scale, and so they're just as conscious as we are, according to him.
Well,
but
not quite as similar as we are. And
No,
I'm
right.
really contentious here.
it's a different
but-
type of life form, but that doesn't mean they're not conscious. Is his
No, they're
point?
not.
Right.
Not
I hear that. As a child, I've always felt things like, you know, how do we know that that rock doesn't feel something? You know, like,
Well, the rock.
you know, what? No, you know.
We only have our five senses, so how do we know? We don't, there's just a whole, there could be a whole universe of things we don't know.
We can walk through walls if we didn't have people telling us that we can't.
Right.
Why not? You know, I think we can levitate. If we, you know, I think anything's possible, honestly. Whoa. No levitating my happiness, dude. Right, you have me by the sack. Sorry about that, folks. Ladies.
Karen, Mary?
Leif, I know you have been involved in reality TV pretty much since the beginning of reality TV. Network Stars, which was a family favorite in my house. Are you currently watching any reality TV, or is there a show that you might want to do, like perhaps The Masked Singer? I see that has your written on it.
The Masked Singer.
That's so funny you brought that up. Someone else brought that up not long ago. I don't know. I've never seen The Masked Singer except for like a couple of seconds or a minute, something like that. It's so goofy. I'm sorry.
But they would never guess you because you've got a great voice.
Okay. You know what? There's a show that I wish that people had seen more that they haven't. is I was on the very last Fear Factor that Joe Rogan hosted, and I won.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was really
Fear was
happy about it.
you.
What's that?
I said fear was not a factor for you.
That's right. Yeah.
That was his tag. He always said that.
No, I know. I know. Yeah, and you know, it's funny. He's an interesting cat.
Well, what was the show that you were on where there was a bull?
Oh yeah, I made the biggest mistake of my life by agreeing to doing celebrity bull riding. Okay, let me just say, what do we think that the thing that the producers really wanted more than anything to happen on that show?
Somebody get hurt.
Somebody getting fucked up, man.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to everyone. Okay, here's when I quit. They were doing the we did the intros, and then we did like practice on the fake bull, and showed us how to do the meet the sat on, and my bull was named El Diablo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Start there.
2,000 pounds of angry flesh.
Diablo.
I sat down. This was it when it's in the chute, and I sat down on the bull. The bull leaned over and pressed my leg against the metal railing of the chute, and then looked back to me like,
"Fuck you, Leif Garrett,
really?
pop star."
Really? And I was like, "I'm done. Let's go. I'm out of here." I'm not kidding. And then Stephen Baldwin got hurt. Rocket Ishmael. Somebody.
Who's the first
football player?
Like
He got screwed up. Yeah, everyone got hurt, and I'm just glad I bailed out.
He bailed out.
And I was at the time 40. And one of the guys who was helping us learn the ropes, if you will, he was like, "Boy, man," he goes, "How do you think you're going to do?" I said, "Well, I think I should do pretty good, man."
He does well. He's a great athlete. This guy's
Yes.
naturally athletic.
I-
He won
guy says-
Fear Factor.
The guy says, we just went over that. The guy says, "I was 40 when I quit. So you might want to think twice about this." And I was like, "Why? What do you mean?" And then, of course, I got El Diablo leaning against my leg. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, there's a tipping point. But this guy can skateboard. I mean, I was a skateboarder, and he's a naturally athletic person.
I was going to bring
There's
that
a
up,
tipping
Craig.
point, but there's a bull in between your legs.
I was going to bring that up because so many of those shows, there's like the John Denver Ski Classic that we found online. Did you win that or something? You were like,
I beat Billy the Kid.
what?
I beat Billy the Kid, the Olympic skier.
Oh, see, okay, crazy. I don't even remember that, but I found it online. All the swimming competitions in Battle of the Network Stars. You swim like a dolphin, you run like a gazelle. You're you're super, super athletic. And yet you're a kid.
Pour it on, baby.
You
Pour it
didn't
on.
really go to school, right? So you didn't really go to did you go to regular school at any point? So where did
No,
you?
I stopped going to regular school at 6th grade.
Wow.
When because back then it went from grade school to junior high to high school. I was supposed to go to Walter Reed Junior High in the Valley, which was known for getting scrubbed as a new kid coming in. And I'd already had plenty of problems with dealing with people guys who hated me. Maybe because I looked like their girlfriend, or because I was digging their girlfriend, or their girlfriend was digging me. I don't know. But I didn't, so I stopped going to regular school and did 4 years of junior high school in 2 years with the University of Nebraska. I am in the Who's Who of Scholastic Achievement. Thank you.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no joke.
Wow.
I'm in the Cowboy Hall of Fame, which is probably one of the reasons I thought I could do well at the celebrity bull riding.
From the Peter Lundy movie, right?
Peter Lundy, yeah, the MOW, the movie of the week, yeah. Yeah, I don't have an Emmy, I don't have a Grammy, or even a half a Grammy. Thank you. or an Oscar, but those things are all still up for grabs. We'll see.
I mean, there is I have to say it, there's an online group of people on Facebook trying to get you a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. My question is, if you get it, who do you not want to be near? Whose star do you not want to be near? It's my question.
That's interesting. Does Donald Trump have a star?
Yeah, he does.
What?
He does?
Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, people keep trashing his star all the time.
The
They build a
star for
wall.
what? Saying you're fired?
I think that I've seen pictures of it with a wall around it, and people
Wow.
are scripted, and
Well, that would be the person I wouldn't want to be next to.
Okay.
I mean, anybody who's Republican, that's has nothing to do with me thinking that way. Honestly, I'm very heavy into politics and stuff like that, and I don't want to get into it too much. But the Republican Party and the Democratic Party were one party at one time against the Federalist Party. So there's not much difference between us. There's just a weird. People think that the Republicans are less spending in government, which is bullshit. Anyway, let's not get into it.
Yeah, that's probably not. Yeah,
But-
no, I guess my question initially was like, if you didn't go to school and play sports and you were so athletic, was it just you like out on your own, swimming, skateboarding?
My family, my cousins,
Yeah.
all super athletic, super coordinated. Even my little sister.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone. My sister's only 4'11", and she's like a little dynamo. She could run faster than any, unbelievable. I'm very competitive by nature, and we've always been that way. But my uncles, my mom, she was really good marksman. My mom, wasn't a bad swimmer either. She just needed to not wear the nylons. Yeah, that was ballooning up like a blowfish. Anyway, but yeah, that was fun. Like doing those competitions with my family and stuff like that. Battle of the Beverly Hills families. We didn't even live in Beverly Hills. None of those families live in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's kind of fascinating show.
kind of crazy weirdness, but yeah.
But he and I, when we met, on tour, when we came back to LA after the tour, we would call each other, we'd go skate, because I'm a skateboarder.
He skateboarded too.
And that's how I got into music, basically, was from skateboarding and punk rock and stuff like that. So he and I would go on longboards, and we would just.
Well, we shoot his hill right here. He's got
right here.
nice downhill.
My
right
studio
here.
is called Permanent Wave Studios because I got about a 30-mile-an-hour hill with German racing bears down this hill here. But we would go downtown and we would just skate. And he has a natural ability to, and he was in the movie Skateboard with all the great skaters.
Tony Alva, all the Sims teams.
The whole.
I was offered to ride for Sims too. So, but
Yeah,
like,
he's got in fact, there's some scenes when Alva and he are doing sort of front side 360s on flat ground.
The downhill at
His
the
are
end of
more-
that movie, I did
more
55
graceful.
miles an hour when I was like 14, 13.
Yeah, but he's got a great style, natural athletic style. Round. Yeah, it's really cool to see that because I see the reason why he and I are together is because on the road we have a natural affinity, and that affinity draws down on multiple lines of route. And one is skateboard. The other one's a love for Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith and all the rest of that stuff. And another one is this and that and all kinds of stuff. And one of them is athletic ability, like playing skating.
Yeah.
I'm a skateboarder. That's how I got into music.
Let's see how good you are at massage.
Well, I'm not bad. Yeah.
Wow, that was dead silence for everyone there. That's
You're like soulmates, the two of you.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
I'm funkier than he is. But
I'm a lot funkier than he is. So you see where the brotherhood.
So yeah. So was the fashion change worth it? Was it? I mean, no comments or anything.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I like it.
I like it. I like the eyeliner.
What eyeliner? What eyeliner?
What eyeliner?
Oh my God! What are you saying?
I wasn't expecting eyeliner at all. I'm shocked by that.
This is Rockstar Book Club. Or as Craig would say, Rock Book Club.
Rock Book Star Club.
That's what we wanted in the video. Remember the video you're supposed to send us? Like, that's what we wanted. The eyeliner.
Oh, you didn't get it?
No.
Oh, sure.
Put that on your to
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna
I mean,
do that
do you
afterwards.
have any when you're getting ready like that? Do you have any pre-show rituals or superstitions or anything?
I drink as much as possible.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
And stretch.
And me too. Yes.
And him too.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. The only thing, you know what? I like to have some quiet time before the show. You know, afterwards, it's kind of pertinent too for like at least 10 minutes right after a show. You know what I mean? From just the calm down. You know, but I like to just, if possible, just family, friends, and the band right before the show, before we go on and stuff. You know, it's kind of personal time. You know, with that. You know,
Yeah, you want to feel something bringing you up to match the expectations of what's out there.
well,
Yeah, no, but it's kind of true, you know.
No, it's
because
totally true.
you're going to walk out on stage and there's a lot of some expectations, but yeah. So what we do basically is we
drink as much as possible.
well, there's
Stretch.
a little bit of drinking, you know. For me myself, there's a tipping point. You know you lose your. There's a thing of losing your inhibition and then becoming inebriated and you can't do what you are trying to do. So there's a benefit to, I think, you know, losing your inhibitions to some point. But then after that, you just got to stop and you got to go on. You got to do all, because me as a guitar player or whatever I'm playing, it's incumbent on me to be, you know, accurate and play the right notes and all that kind of stuff. But you know, you want to sort of lose your inhibitions, but not lose your control.
Cocktails, ladies? Would you like something?
Yes, please.
What would you like? I'd love to give you one. Would you like some, sir? I think you know. Good.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you know, it's kind of like you want to sort of remove the inhibitions and allow yourself to come through, but not lose that control of your instrument.
That's actually quite well said.
It's a balance.
Because honestly, I was a really, really shy kid. And the only way that I was able to get up on stage for the first time and let loose and sort of go with the music was, you know, I couple rum and cokes, you know, and I was, don't get me wrong, I was underage and, you know, my management didn't stop me. And but you don't want to get too screwed up. And I have done that too. I've done the full Jim Morrison, blow it, moron on stage, drunken idiot. And those are probably my least favorite memories of anything. And I feel really sorry, and I apologize to anyone who was at those shows because I let them down. Well, that's the way I feel. But that's, you know, you got to learn from your mistakes. That's, you know.
Well, do you
But then there
prefer
are
live?
people. But
What's
then,
that? Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, do you prefer performing live or in a studio then?
Well, I mean, performing is always live. In a studio, it's not so much performing, I don't feel that's an interesting way of putting it. You know what I mean? That's like, no, it's kind of a, you know what I mean? But it's not.
Yeah, it's two different things.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely in the studio, and you just want to feel comfortable and free enough to not need anything like that, you know. But there's nothing wrong with having one or two cocktails to go that route as well. I don't find that, like Craig was just saying, and he put it quite well, is there's a fine line between, being loose and being stupid. So.
Yeah, and that's basically what we do is in making a song, writing a song, recording a song, whatever. We try to capture how we're feeling and make that come out somehow through music. It's a very difficult thing.
You know what? I have a theory on that, if you will give me a moment. I believe that the greatest music of all time and the stuff that seems timeless that we still listen to. Okay, let's put it this way. Think about the Stones. What was the Stones? They're the greatest touring band in the world. We know this already. Okay. What is the last Stones song that you can remember that is like timeless, that you'll hear a Muzak in an elevator, you'll hear cover bands doing it, other bands will cover it, and whatever. That's passing along that feeling of high euphoricness, if you will. The music gives you that, and I believe that there's a chance that it comes from the way that people are feeling at that time while recording it. Whatever influence they're under or not.
Totally.
But it could be an all natural, but it's a high of highs that you try to pass on musically and make people feel that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. Go to school.
Yeah, brings the emotion out in it.
Linda doesn't think I did. But yeah, if you think about that, it's like, my God, sympathy for the devil, stuff like that. It's timeless. And it's, you hear about people getting sober, and then, it's like, I don't know if that's because people think differently about the band or the music. You know what I mean? I mean, like Jane's Addiction's first record, second record, they definitely were passing something on, and stuff like, the Stones, Zeppelin for sure, Eric Clapton, these things. And there's stuff that, like, I actually read something about Pete Townsend saying, because someone asked him a question saying, what were you writing about when you wrote this so-and-so? Because it doesn't matter what I was thinking. It's what you got from it. Right, exactly. How did it make you feel? That's what's important. And if you do get what they were trying to, pass on, love, hate, whatever, fight, whatever. I find that music needs a cause these days. Needs, like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Deja Vu was one of the greatest records ever made in its 50th anniversary now. But it was
inspired.
Right. It was inspired. It was making you, let's get involved. Let's fight for the right cause. Let's do the right thing. It's not just drop acid, although that helped, with some people and whatnot. But it's nowadays it's like, more money, more bitches, more hoes. Okay, whatever. I can.
Very selfish.
It's kind of selfish, and there's things that come from doing great things that are wonderful benefits, but that's not the reason that people did it in the first place. You know what I mean? and that being money or fame or note or whatever. You know, listen, having money. I was asked, like, what was the greatest thing of that I thought in my career? The women, for sure. What was the worst thing? The women. You know what I mean? It was like it's a double-edged sword. There's greatness in having the chance to open that door or to be able to walk through that door. But then there's sometimes when a door shouldn't be open. So I'll leave it at that. My absolute geniusness. I Leif Garrett.
Donnette.
No, and I just, you know, I mean, Garret was a name my mom pulled out of the blue, supposedly.
From like a cowboy?
Yeah, no, from like supposedly a letter. But there was just so much anger between the two of them. Anyway, my real full name is Leif Garrett. And I'm going with that, but I'm not dropping Garret. So it's Leif Garrett. But I feel that I've dodged or been made to dodge, if you will, a side of my being that I don't want to dodge anymore and don't, you know, even though both my parents have passed, I took care of them both for the last 12 years of their lives. And that was really insightful as well as the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so when you did reconnect with your father, did he ever come and see you performing since he really had never been around? Did he come and see you?
Yeah, you remember, yeah. Yeah, he came to the whiskey. My
That's
dad actually made an effort, and actually, because we're talking about a man who literally lived most of the last of his life on a leather couch in reclined position, smoking a joint, eating fast food. But he came out, and that was the first time that my mom and dad together sat near each other, actually said hello. Yeah, forever. I can remember. Yeah.
Laura Canyon. I mean, sorry.
And so when your mom, even when she was older, your mom would still like come to your shows and do, I mean, would she still?
Yeah, she'd come to all my shows, but she, you know, she wanted, it's my family dynamic. There's some real competitive.
It's a long conversation.
Yeah.
I got to know Caroline, somewhat, you know, because she came along on the Rollers tours and so, the original line. But then we would go out and like Leif and I would just go out to a park, and she'd be there. She was suffering from cancer. What kind of?
Yeah, my mom had level 4 lung cancer and was given 6 months to a year to live and lived 16 years.
Wow.
That is crazy.
She kept going though. I mean, it was like,
she wouldn't die.
She would not.
Yeah. Very, very, very tough personality, right?
Yeah, my mom was a triple Scorpio. I'm a double Scorpio, double Libra. I was 2 days off. My mom's birthday is November 6th. Mine was November 8th. I was born a month early. The way she tells it,
same day with my dad.
Right? My mom tells it that she tried for her birthday and missed by 2 days. I'm like, okay, Mom, slow down. It's a great story. Yeah.
But she was an actress and she acted what?
Oh, she did a lot of acting.
A lot of stuff. And his dad did too, and his sisters.
Yeah.
So he kind of came up through that thing. So what we're looking at is something
came up through that
thing, that sieve of natural selection of that Hollywood natural selection sieve. His mom would drive him around and tell him about the the plane crash at
Well, no, I'll tell you something that's even crazier. Is okay. One of the last memory. I only have a few memories of my dad. That my mom always said, no, he's a sperm donor. Okay. Anyway, is he had this BMW motorcycle, and we lived in a place called Ferndale, right above Ferndale in Griffith Park.
yeah, right.
And my dad was building homes at this time. He was doing construction, and we lived in the house that he finished. And it's oddly enough, there's a statue of Leif Garrett now
right at the bottom
up there, right, Franklin and Western. And anyway, going around this corner, I'm on the back, I'm 5 years old, going around this corner, he's on the wrong side of the road, we go head on into a car.
Oh my God.
It throws me off the back, I go over the car, landed on the lawn of somebody's front yard, and he went into the windshield. And when I turned 18, no, it was God, it was right after doing The Outsider. So I was, right around 18. It was 83 or 4. I bought a motorcycle because my mom would never allow me to buy one until then, right? So I turned old, make my own decision. Anyway, so I bought this BMW motorcycle. It was the exact same and color, everything, and didn't even realize it until literally like a year or so after that. It was
It's
this
an amazing bike too.
same motorcycle. It's now a coffee table because I got into a wreck on it. But I switched it into.
You were going to ask him questions about Outsiders, right?
Yeah, I was actually. I'm glad you reminded us, Craig. So today another celebrity reached out to us about doing the book club, and he said he was a fan of yours, and he wanted to make sure that we would ask you about.
No, but he's like a guy from a soap opera or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to say it in here because it's going to be in our thing forever now. But he's an actor. He's been on Melrose Place and General Hospital and a bunch of different shows. And he messaged me. We're messaging back and forth, and he said, "Be sure you ask Leif about being in The Outsiders." And what was it like working with Tom Cruise and Patrick Swayze? And I actually did have a question because it's such a star-filled cast. It's so much like the 1980s. It's, everybody, C. Thomas Howell and Ralph Macchio and Tom Cruise and
Diane Lane, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze. So what was it like being in that movie? Like, did you form any friendships with any of those actors that... I know you recently did that autograph signing with them.
Yeah, with Tommy. Tommy Howell is doing a documentary about The Outsiders, and we've gone around to different places. The last place was the city of Fresno, where the librarian and the class of children who are now adults and have children wrote the letter to Francis to make the movie. Oh. And we went and visited that school right after we did the movie.
So she did a book based on a sort of true story.
No, that was because it's mandatory reading still, The Outsiders in grade school. And they wrote a letter to Francis, got him and Fred Roos, the producer, to actually read the book, and they made the movie. So we went there and thanked them and brought, the cast and stuff. And then we went back just recently, how many years later? It's like 40 something. It was 83 when we
80, I think it's 85, isn't it?
83.
Oh, it is 83?
Yeah.
And Harry Nilsson did not write. But yeah, so we did things like Francis was really smart. This is the first time that I think anyone ever did this. We went and did the whole movie, and you probably read this in the book. if you read the book, did the whole movie on video in all the locations before we actually shot any 35 mil. And that way he was able to see it.
Mhm.
He looked at it.
Cheaply.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was able to actually start editing before the movie's ever done and get, you know, the vision.
Rehearsal.
Basically a full dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
You know. But
In
an
the Deep
amazing,
South.
no, in Oklahoma, you know, his vision though of being able to do that helped, I think, because the original version of the movie was almost 4 hours long. Because
Even the cut that he had to be cut.
no, that was the director's cut. S.E. Hinton, who wrote the book, was on the set the entire time, and he wanted to keep it as true to the book as possible. And there was a lot of stuff that was on the editing floor because of that, unfortunately. And a lot of Tom, Emilio, myself,
Ralph.
no, not Ralph, Ralph and CT, Matt Dillon, and but a lot of Petch were the main in the film, more screen time than most everyone. And a lot of that was because of the editing. But that's way besides the point. The whole point is that he gave the socias more per diem, gave us suites, gave the socias less per diem and regular rooms. We had rumbles in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Apparently,
You know what I mean? Creating that animosity.
In the rehearsals,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise had a big fight with Emilio Estevez, somebody about he had to share a room.
No, yeah, well, no,
Yeah.
but he created that animosity ahead of time.
Yeah.
To make the thing happen.
You know what I mean?
Brilliant
I mean,
production.
that's actually a brilliant
That's the way to do it.
thing
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Right.
It's brilliant.
Oh.
I remember the Runaways, as defiled as he
Here's the
is.
segue I want to hear.
He would throw things at the Runaways to get them, like a producer wants to create a sort of a hyperactive feeling in the studio. So he'll throw things at the performers before they do that. That's basically what Coppola was doing with them.
He's the same
very much. He picked them out for that. I mean, he was like, didn't you beat up the people in the movie? You were sort of one of the.
I got killed.
You got killed.
Yeah.
Before that, you beat a bunch of people up.
I got killed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was bad.
Didn't you
So
get
yeah,
killed?
they stoked that up beforehand. They made actual animosities. They could capture the acting animosity, which wasn't that much acting because they hated, you know, there was. Am I wrong?
You are wrong.
Am I wrong?
We were acting. Yeah, actually, at one point, I mean, it was so damn cold, and I'm soaking wet on the ground on the cement in Oklahoma, and
By the way, there's a museum in that house that you guys did
I know.
that in. It's now a museum.
Danny Boy from House of Pain
The rat guy.
owns it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so yeah, Francis in the Silverfish, which was a mobile home he had, which had all these video screens, and so like I said, he was doing the editing and stuff as he was filming, but like the voice of God coming over a loudspeaker saying, Leif, can you please stop shaking? It's like fucking 40 degrees out right now. I'm soaking wet and laying on the ground in Tulsa on cement. Okay, so Francis, let me have another hit of that wine and the joint, and we'll be fine. I'll do it. But you know, it was just we all got along. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? It was, but he created the animosity, and it was good. It was a really smart thing to do.
It's a really good thing.
And we had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun.
We do that in the studio too.
Yeah, we box.
Yeah.
I do a lot of Tai
rock
Chi.
and roll, slug at it. It's not this.
You know, right in the balls.
Right in the balls.
Kick him in the old sack.
Hit me in the old sack.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. So,
But you know,
did I answer the question, or was?
Can I tell you a little quick thing? Because he's talking about acting.
Yes.
One time we were sitting out on my patio here, and I was asking him about acting, because I don't know anything about acting. But we were talking about playing drunkenness. What was very interesting what he said to me. I don't know where you stood. What was that acting thing? Anyway, there's like an internal person that you have, and there's an external sort of front that you're trying to project and you're trying to get people to believe. There's an artifice, a shell. So there's an inside person and there's an outside person. And I evoked the scenario of a person being drunk, right, on camera. And I started doing this drunken guy. And he said to me, "Hank, no, because this is real now." But at the time when I said to you, he goes, "No, wait. The mistake people make is they try to act drunk on the outside when they're when they're sober on the inside. But what an actual actor should do if they're sober on the inside is act drunk on the inside and project a sober, and then fail at it, but try to project a sober outside." So it was very interesting. And I think that's the school that you learned at.
We were talking about the different methods of acting. There's Stanislavski technique. There's the if you want to do method acting. Method acting is just getting drunk. You get to play drunk, get drunk.
So there's no two layers. There's one layer.
But it's like it's important to underplay, and not project too much as overdoing it.
Right, because
excuse me, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and it's a lot like music. You don't want to try to be up when you're feeling down, because it comes off as fake. You want to be what you are, but you can't do that if you're employed as a musician to make the crowd, feel a particular way every single night. You're going out there in front of lots and lots of people, and you got to make them feel. And maybe you don't feel like that, so you have to front. You have to project something that you're not. But he was saying, "Don't be it. Be it.
Be it. Live it. Be
Backstage and let it out through."
That's what
That's wonderful. I love it. We're not actors. We're real. We're
right now. This is a whole lot of acting.
A whole lot of acting. In fact, you taught me this. This is all rehearsed.
We meant it.
I'm not even sure what the question was.
I'm not even sure what the answer was.
Or am I?
Or am I?
Who are you?
Okay.
Donnette or Karen or Mara, do you have anything else?
Please, Bueller, anyone, Bueller.
Leif, was there a moment that you realized like how big you had become, how famous you had become? Was there like one moment you were like, wow, I have made it?
God, I hope not. That's such a weird thing. It blew my mind how many letters I was getting and things like that, mail and stuff like. But I don't ever want to think that I was under the influence of thinking, wow, I've made it. Because I don't think there ever is. Okay, there's one thing about being on the A list or whatever list, and making it. Yeah, you get to a certain point where you may not have to do some of the things that people, if you consider calling it not having made it yet, you know what I mean? But just getting a certain amount of notoriety gives you certain privileges, even in the business. And so, yes, I enjoyed not having to go on interviews, because interviews are a lot of rejection. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that. Just being handed jobs was definitely a privilege and a having made it moment, if you will, like that.
Cool.
So, yeah. Thank you. Cool. Anyone? Bueller.
Donnette?
Yeah, you mentioned that you've taken on your previous name and you probably have lived a lot of different lives, and I just wonder how you see your life evolving from here.
Honestly, 10% battery. Okay. Yeah, it's where the day takes me. I do have certain things that I want to achieve still. Like I really wanted to do before I leave this planet some more acting. And music I'll always, but that wasn't the first thing in my life that I really felt comfortable in. Acting was, I felt comfortable in that. Singing was more difficult for me, just in performing and stuff, and learning how to sing, learning how to, breath control, because I never took lessons. It was all, for me, it was all trial by fire. And acting, it was not. It was just something that came really natural. And I would like to do more of that. But I'm actually in the middle of writing a couple of things and also doing art.
Oh, nice.
I've been doing a lot of art. I did, and there was one picture in the book that was in my darkest moments of addiction. And I sort of, near the end, when I was like, I just can't continue this road, this road. I don't regret it, but I regret being so open about it because I believe like I paid for it. I got, everything just walked away, nobody wanted to work with me and things like that and doing stuff. But I made art from smoking heroin on tinfoil.
I saw that picture. Yeah, that was
that's not
very
the only
deeply
thing.
profound. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually made other things like not just written out like help or addict or whatever, but actually making some art from it.
Yeah.
And I kept those, and there's 30 pieces that I have that I want to, because it's part of my soul. It's part of my steps, my ladder, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Wow, great.
Because it's everything that I've done and everything that I've gone through is a part of who I am. And I think I'm a good person. I like who I am. I know I've made mistakes. There are things that I do regret, but not to the point of where I would want to kill myself over or anything like that. If I could share with people that you can always find light in even darkness, but one needs the other. You can't have light without darkness, and you can't have darkness without light.
Right.
What I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's getting a grip on the balance of pretty much everything. It's kind of like when mom and dad moved in with me in the same house at the end. I was like, oh my God, I'm a 5-year-old little boy. I was like, yay, yippee ki yay, mommy and daddy back together. I'm gonna be so freaking happy. worst decision I ever made. The worst. They did not speak to one another the entire time they lived in the same house. This is not a joke. One lived on the bottom floor, my mom. Dad lived on the top floor. That was it. And the one time that dad made an effort to say, hey, Carolyn, how was your day? Walking back in the front door with me, she didn't answer. And I said, Mom, Dad is asking you a question. She goes, who? I said,
Oh,
okay.
boy.
Yeah, right. I mean, they still literally, and I'm sorry, my sister carries this gene in her, this animal, to hold grudges. It's like, you gotta let stuff go, you know, because it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn, as long as you learn from those mistakes, as long as you don't repeat those mistakes. But to hold anger and hate to the day you die about somebody, especially somebody that they obviously loved one another so much. You know, it was either the most incredible love ever, or they never liked each other at all. But I refuse to believe that, because they had 3 kids even after the first one died. I was the oldest only because my older sister died at birth.
Oh, wow.
And that's something that I don't ever want anybody to ever have to do, to ever go through that. Let it go. It's okay to make mistakes. People don't forgive themselves enough sometimes. You know, that it's you're substandard if you make a mistake. You're not good enough. That's bullshit. You're better. You're better if you make mistakes and learn from it, because it's ingrained in you to not repeat that mistake, hopefully.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And yang, it's yin and yang, black, white, darkness, light. So I could only hope that, if anything, lyrically and things that I say, hopefully people, if I can make anyone understand that, then I've done what I need to do. But I believe I'm here for a reason, because I'm alive.
That's just delightful. That was, wow, great.
Well, thank you. And I mean that. I mean that from my heart. I really do. It can be a beautiful thing, or it can be a dead thing, you know? And why not? Let's live and let live. Let's enjoy. It's okay to sometimes cry. Crying is a wonderful release.
Yeah.
You know? Makes you see things in different perspective. It's okay. But you also want to see the sunrise, and you also want to see the sunset and feel the ocean and breathe in deeply. Like, I remember the first time after getting off of the heroin, that I went outside and I felt the sun hitting my face, and just the scent. Like, those things weren't there then when I was doing that. It was numbing, but I was numbing myself for a reason. I was afraid or didn't want to see things that, for whatever reason. But when that came about, it was that feeling of feeling the sunlight, breathing in the air, and smelling the roses, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And it's okay to feel pain, because you have to. You can't not. There's no such. Imagine how boring life would be if everything was like, oh, it's perfect. There's no such thing, you know. Perfectness isn't perfectly perfect. You know.
And we're only human.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly it. You know, we're human, and the human is the error, and that's just. It's part of life. It's okay. It's okay. Just try not to repeat. You know, what's the quote? It's like repeating the same thing, expecting a different outcome, is the definition of stupidity or ignorance or
Insanity.
Insanity.
stupidity. You know, just ridiculous.
My grandfather used to always say, a successful man isn't someone who never fails. successful man is someone who's failed many times and still comes back and tries again until. So that I just always remember him saying that.
That's almost like a quote that I read about that Teddy Roosevelt said.
I mean, he might have gotten it from there.
No, but that makes perfect sense. It's like you know, it's like the person that has never been in the ring, the boxing ring. You know, right? You know what I'm talking about?
I know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
quote. That's
yeah.
a great quote. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
that's the man to be admired. The one who's
with the
willing
dirt
to
on his
take the
face
chance.
and the
Right,
sweat
right?
and yeah.
To
Yeah.
go through it, to experience it, to, you know, and whether it comes out the way you want it to or not, it's irrelevant. You just realize that, like, maybe that's not the route you take. That's not for you. But you've experienced it, and you can actually. I don't ever want to talk about something I don't know about, which is why I've tried to read every doctrine of you know, the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, all of that, because it teaches all one thing: love. It really does, and people a lot of times use it in a different way, and want it to be, you know, a weapon when it's not. You know,
Right.
it's all about love thine brother, but stay out of his shit. Let him take care of his own shit. You know, don't tell people what to do when you need to take care of your own stuff. You know, and it's all pretty simple. We make things way more complicated than we ever should. You know, and we're now slaves to credit scores and to you know, having to be able to pay for our groceries when we, the people, for the people, should be able to gather together again and become a voice to stop the stupidity that is going on in this world today. You know, we're not paying attention to things that are really, really important, such as the family unit, sitting down together and having dinner and saying, hey, how was your day at school? How did you know? Do you need help with something? Is this, you know, talk that communication? The family unit has gone away. You know, I mean, there are some that still there, but it's very few and far between. You know, and we need to pay attention to, you know, not letting the streets raise our kids or television.
Right.
But, you know, music, talking, you know, stuff like that. Reading books. Read a book, man.
Yeah, the arts. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Go to a museum, man. That'll touch your soul. If you can allow yourself to really be there in the moment, you look at something and you see what that painting or that piece of art, that pottery, poetry, whatever. It's a beautiful thing. It's, you know, it's important. It's important. And I'm feeling so paternal these days. I got to tell you, it's crazy. I'm 16 on. I've always said I don't want to bring a child into this world because it's a horrible place. But you know, now it's like, and I don't care even if it's not from my loins. I would love to adopt a child and just expose it to what it should be exposed to, you know, and that's life in every form. But some things, you know, you can't get too close or too, you know, like I don't regret ever experimenting with drugs, but I do regret you know, being a addictive personality and doing it too long. Figuring out I wasn't able to quit until I realized I was still a hurt little boy. that's when I went at 50 years old to go see my dad. And it changed my life. Maybe it was in the wrong place at the wrong time, or the right place at the wrong time. But my sisters disappeared. And I took care of mom and dad. And, you know, I knew there was some dementia talking and stuff, but I got to know them even more so. And it's up to ourselves to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And just because these are the tools that our parents or family gave, doesn't mean those are the only tools that we could ever use.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe that's my philosophy.
Wow.
All good philosophy. Well, I mean, we're so happy you're still here, thank God. And
We've been rooting for you for decades, and we are thrilled that you're still here with us.
Oh, thank you. That's
everyone's always rooting for you. I have to say that. I mean,
thank you.
You definitely connected with so many people, and everyone's always pulling for you.
I'd like to think that that's part of that is because I try to be, if not always, genuine as possible. You know, I sure I've lied before and said, oh, no, I'm not doing drugs. You know, but, you know, why are you asking me that to begin with? It's none of your fucking business, you know? And when I was honest with it, I got crucified, you know? And I was really just trying to be open about it and make people understand that, like, that help was not a joke. You know, when I put that on the tinfoil, I meant it, you know? It's like, but nobody understood what I really needed help with. And it wasn't drugs, it was what was making me do the drugs. That's what I needed help with, you know? And it was my family, unfortunately, had the incapability to do that. They were their own hurt souls, and how dare I expect more from them, you know? So we have to look out for ourselves, and hopefully we can even, it took, you know, God, I wish my parents had listened to things that I had to say as much as I wanted to hear what they had to say. But Dad was never around, and, you know, Mom was angry. So, hey, I don't want to hear. So, yeah.
Mhm.
I hopefully I can help, you know, others and whatever, you know.
I think it's that genuineness and openness about you that attracted people to you in such droves. I think that it was almost palpable, and it was sort of a genuine, beyond charisma, but a sense that you probably would care what they had to say or thought. And I think that people could pick that up, even from a picture. I think that was a big part of what was so attractive about you.
Lucy, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, even now with us interviewing you, you've just been so down to earth with us and open and
So honest.
genuine.
Yes.
Yeah, I just really appreciate your taking this time with us.
No, thank you. That, you know, just the fact that you even give a shit about even wanting to talk to me, that means so much, you know.
Aw.
I mean, I know that, like, you know, people had an image of me and things like that, and, you know, and just the same way that I've felt about other people and things, you know. Thank you. It means a lot, you know. And
It means a lot to all of us that you
Yeah.
joined
I don't
us.
do a lot of interviews anymore and stuff like that.
I know.
I know.
And
Don't
we
even-
so appreciate this.
Yes, we
No.
do.
Thank you, because you guys are awesome. And Linda's definitely done her homework.
Yeah.
Always does.
About you, about your career, you mean? Or
Yeah, you know, I mean, because a lot of people, you know, it's like, I remember you asked me, you said, is there, you know, any questions that you'd want me to ask. And I'm like, just don't ask me what my favorite color is, or, you know, my favorite band or whatever. You know, it's like, ask me, you know, if I'm a good kisser. Ask me if
Oh,
you
well.
know, if I you know, pay attention to fashion, or if I read poetry or stuff like that. You know, my favorite writer. You know, stuff like that. And that stuff is cool. You know.
Well,
Thank
clearly
you.
pay attention to fashion, because
Yeah.
you are the only guest we've ever had that has.
Linen, very nice hat from Busto in Topanga. Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I always say, and I've told you this, my favorite show of the 70s is Family. My favorite episode, All for Love. We know who started it. If you guys, the rest of you didn't see it, go pull it up on YouTube. I had to buy an entire bootleg set of Family for like $80 to find it. But
Oh, damn.
it's
And I
something
won't
that,
see a dime of that. But buddy, I have needs too.
oh my God. It's so funny. It's the best episode, but it's something that I just remember as a kid watching that, and 50 years later when you rewatch it, it's still a great episode. You're
You
such a
know,
good actor, and
if you had to posted that up to me, I wouldn't have. I hadn't seen it in so long, and I totally forgotten how it was really cool. And Christy, it was a fine actress, and she did a great job. And that show was really, it was almost, it almost gave you that feeling of a reality show, because it was so real in its, that's like the last of the family unit still talking and talking with each other about the problems and dealing with that stuff as a family, and not going to the gang or to the street or to the schoolyard, you know, and because, you know, not now, I can't, kid, I don't know, you know, that stuff, that's what's missing. That's what's missing. And you're right. It was really good. You know, I also did the Waltons, and the Waltons was another show like that. That was incredibly good that way, you know. It was a wholesome, and it was, and not that necessarily that it was that wholesome, but it was real. It was genuine in the subject matter. It was genuine in the, you know, the way they approached it and spoke about it. It wasn't holding back, you know.
yeah.
And it was a little more innocent than in the 70s, believe it or not. But, and I live not far from Will Gears, who was the grandpa on the Waltons. His, it's called Theatricum Botanicum. And it's for young adults to do Shakespeare. And it's not far from my house. And it's awesome to go and check out. Yeah.
Well, for us, we're like getting a little late here.
You guys, I can't believe you stuck with me that long. I appreciate it.
We could talk all night.
I love you to death. Thank you guys so much. And if you ever need anything, give me a call. Linda's got my number.
What happened to Craig? Is he okay?
I think they're having sex. No, wait, hold on. The bedroom door's opening. No, they're not having sex anymore. Okay. Oh, she was. Oh, he's sleeping already? Oh my God. See, Craig has a job where he has to get up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's God, it's bedtime for him.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Leif, if you wouldn't mind, you could just say now that you're on camera, I'm Leif Garrett, and this is the Rockstar Book Club, and then we could just edit that right out at the end. What do you think?
Hi, I'm Leif Garrett. Welcome to Rockstar Book Club. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's
you.
I'm on my way to Rockstar Book Club right now. And watch me on the next episode. All right, see you there.
That's great.
Oh, that was great.
That was awesome.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you
mean
so
that.
much. I'll send you the
Honestly.
link as soon as it's done.
Cool.
You can see it. Okay.
Right
Thank
on.
you so much.
All right, you
Thank
ladies have a
you.
wonderful evening.
You
Thank you.
too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.